4.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, guys, to the Tapcast, episode 1.5. You're here with Jamie, Josh, and Rennie, and taking it off.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody?
How you guys feeling today?
Feeling great. This is episode 1.5.
Yeah. They're laughing at our 1.5.
We have so many fans. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's 1.5 because we did 1 and it didn't come out so good. So now it's 1.5. But we learned from episode 1.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the best one yet, bro.
No, we just learned not to move around the mics. And
Yeah.
So just in case you guys don't know what the podcast is about, is basically we just wanted to make a podcast where we can just sit down and talk jiu-jitsu or whatever it is that is kind of like on our minds. But it's mostly jiu-jitsu or MMA or some kind of combat sports related or sports related talk.
And a little bit of shit talking in there, too.
Mostly
Well,
shit.
I mean, it's
but
talking,
it's
but-
mostly shit
but it's
talking.
informing too.
Yeah, it's informative shit talking.
Yes,
That's what it
it's
is.
informative in
And
the
we have-
subject of martial arts, jiu-jitsu, MMA, and other.
We just trained like 25 minutes ago, so.
Yeah. So we do this podcast after training, usually at night. So, everybody's nice and relaxed. We also have more people that will be joining us. So I'm gonna have you guys come over here.
Yeah, you
come
both
over
you
here,
guys
Danny.
come here to show your
They're gonna
face, bro.
make a little. Come here, Danny.
Come on,
Come here,
Matthias.
like, pop your head up in the front.
Matthias
Let
is
him know
going
what's
to
up.
be.
Come here, Matthias.
Roman's not down, bro. Roman, how you
Matthias is
camera
gonna be
shy,
joining
bro?
us,
Yeah. And then
and Roman.
they're working as producers for this.
They're basically
episode.
the guys that make it happen.
So these are the guys behind the scenes today. All right. But you're gonna be seeing them on camera very soon because this podcast is nothing without Roman.
Yeah, Roman is
and
probably the hardest
Matthias, man.
soul.
Come on.
No, but Matthias, whatever.
Matthias is fuck off. Yeah.
But let's get to it, guys.
All right, guys. So, yes, like we said, we talk a lot about jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, anything really combat related. Kind of the recent events has been in the sense of jiu-jitsu, Substars, Submission Underground, obviously Substars. Josh has competed in.
Obviously, for us down here in Florida, Substars was a really cool local event done. First jiu-jitsu event done at the Fillmore, which is typically a venue for like
Yeah,
bands
it was
and-
definitely crazy, man. You saw how packed they got in there?
It's definitely showing the growth in the sport of jiu-jitsu, which is what's cool
The
about
growth
it.
in South Florida too, to be honest.
Yeah.
You always talk about New York and California and shit, but Miami's been blowing up a lot more too.
Yeah, it's funny. We were listening to I was listening to the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast, and then Alex from Substars was talking about the meccas of jiu-jitsu to be known as California and New York, and now Florida, South Florida, Miami is getting that name too.
Yeah, just a lot of big, good guys coming out of here, that's just everybody's been competing hard down here. You got Fight Sports obviously putting on a show. Tech obviously we just moved into a big spot. Wagner's, we got a lot of good guys out here.
There's a lot of good teams. I mean, ATT's based out of Florida. I mean, there's other teams that probably maybe don't compete as much, but are still developing people. Like FFA and like MMA Masters and those guys.
FFA's been around for a while though.
For a
They
long
were,
time.
Big on MMA fighters. It brought them a lot of good guys.
Yeah, so I mean, the community is definitely, there's a lot more gyms than say 20 years ago or 15 years ago, where you would like look up jiu-jitsu and there'd be 2 schools or 3 schools.
Yeah,
around.
for sure.
So that's what, at least for me, that the Substars brings that aspect of it being bringing jiu-jitsu out to the public and making it more mainstream.
Yeah, and showcasing the local talent too, right? Like showcasing. I mean, definitely, there's certain schools that are more represented than others, but at least you have the opportunity.
You
for
got guys
example.
coming out of everywhere, man.
Yeah, but you have a small school. I mean, right now maybe we might not be considered a small school anymore, but we started off as a small school, and they gave an opportunity to. They've given both of us opportunities in the past, and they gave me an opportunity on this last card, which was a big card. I'm sure that they had more space. They would have given Rennie and some of our other
Substars.
fighters.
This one brought basically some of the best guys in the world in the same spot.
Yeah, so they're giving the opportunity to have these smaller schools, and I wouldn't say unknown, but like people who are not higher profile fighters a chance to compete alongside.
Yeah, and then it gives you the
Guys
chance to
that-
get like that mainstream look. You know, you get the
Yeah.
chance to like put on a show and get your name out there alongside guys like Cyborg, Wagner, and all these big names that came.
Yeah,
Gordon,
exactly.
Ryan. You know,
I mean,
So,
it was cool because there was a lot of people that flew in too to compete in that card. But that's the whole thing of it growing the sport. You know, giving us a chance. You know, Josh going in there and competing. You know, whether you win or lose, at least you're still putting the name out there, and you know.
yeah,
the
tough
team's growing.
tough match for sure. But
Yeah.
nah, for sure.
It's a learning
It's
experience.
always an experience to be at that high level. You got to be okay with it.
Jamie, how was it working for BJJ World?
Dude, I
out
interviewed
there?
some of the craziest people, bro. I interviewed Anthony Rumble Johnson, Curtis Blades, Nicky Rod was there. I got a chance to talk with him. Tex Johnson was there. My personal favorite was the Rafael Lovato one. That was crazy.
Okay,
I got
yeah.
to say.
How was that
he's a dope
interview
guy.
with him?
Yeah, he's super nice dude, man. Super cool, super chill. He was really willing to talk and let us know what he had.
What do you have to say? Anything
Well, he talked
interesting?
about because he had a head injury.
Yeah.
Because he took a break from MMA, so he basically was letting us know that he's going to be a lot more active in
jiu-jitsu now?
Yeah, a lot more active in jiu-jitsu.
Well, I mean,
He asked for Gordon too. He wanted that match.
I
wow.
want to match with Gordon.
I told him. I mean, I didn't tell him. I just told him like, "Is that a match you're interested in?" He was like, "Oh, for sure, I would like that fight." You know. So,
That's a tough.
It's a guy that would fight anybody.
That's a tough match for.
I mean, dude, fucking, he's won everything, bro. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, Gordon's weight, size,
Yeah,
strength.
yeah.
You know, definitely, it's really cool. I saw you guys at BJJ World got a bunch of really good shots. I saw it on the Instagram and stuff. So it's
Shout out Louis Patrique.
yeah, man. We got
when Lewis was the one taking the pictures.
Yeah.
You were just doing the interviews.
I don't like telling people I take pictures, bro. I like to tell people that I go to these matches and I just study. I don't tell them that I take pictures. Louis Patrique is the man behind the camera.
well, Lewis
He's a real
gets some really good work, catching some really good shots.
Yeah.
And you know, and then you know our friend Alex too got some footage, and I mean overall the event was amazing. You know, it was
Oh, super professional, man.
Yeah.
It was smooth for me, at least working backstage. They were like, hey, man, go ahead, talk to everybody. Everybody's cool. Everybody got their spot. They had the rooms, right? Everybody had their organized little spots.
it was
Yeah,
a
it
little
was-
tiny, a little tight in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good space to have
It was-
yourself to think, you know, and just chill by yourself.
It was definitely a cool experience, like having like a room in the back where you're kind of separated, because usually if you're used to competing and you're in the same place as a bunch of other people warming up in the back area, you know, it's in terms of like grappling tournaments, most of the time you really don't have your own private warm-up room, and we didn't really have
unless you're like on Fight to Win or something like that. Shout out.
Did
Fight
they
to
give you a
Win.
private room?
Fight
in
to
Brandon?
Win. Fight
Yeah,
to
but
Win.
they at least split the corners, like red corner, blue
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, but I think
so
they did
you're-
that for this
But
one
I mean,
too.
yeah.
What they did was that they separated you from your opponent, because at the end of the day it was a super fight. Or like for the
They did.
Danny
They
Hurt
did.
Death Squad, they put them all in one room and they put the fight sports people in one room. I
Yeah,
noticed that.
they separated people, and then
You got matched up with Roberto Jimenez and his
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I didn't have my own fitting room, but I had to share a fitting room, and I had to share with Roberto Jimenez and his girlfriend, who had flown down from New York.
Yeah, she had a great match too.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Like I got to kind of just like warm up with next to him.
Hey,
And
it was warming up with the best.
it was
guys.
pretty dope though. Like I kind of fed off of his energy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was in it. You could
I,
tell.
I fed off of his energy. I could feel it. He has some intensity to him,
Yeah, shout out
and
Roberto.
that
Good
rubs
kid.
off.
Good dude. He's really nice.
Yeah, he's got a really good vibe.
From my understanding, he's been training forever. Like his,
Dude, I could tell, bro.
I've-
His movement in that match alone was
I've
crazy.
met his dad and I've worked with his dad, and I mean, I you know, his dad's, I don't know, a few degrees, second, third degree black belt in jiu-jitsu too. So like, he's just, as a kid, just was, you know,
Yeah.
got into the lifestyle and trains, and I mean, now is an amazing athlete.
Dude, you
obviously,
know who's turning into that? Sebastian from Carlson.
Oh, Sebastian.
I've heard he's
yeah.
been training forever. He's
Sebastian Serpa, man. Yeah,
like,
he's
shout out Sebastian.
man. It's when you get these kids that like, you know, start training at like 7, 8 years old, and they stay consistent. You know, Sebastian worked a lot, you know, one-on-one with like, you know, so the coaches at Carlson Gracie Miami and stuff, and like, you get consistent and you train, like, man, you get it to a blue belt division, right? You get your typical blue belt, maybe train a year and a half, 2 years, and then you get a teenager that's been training 10 years.
Yeah,
or
come in
8
at the
years.
blue belt and they're like,
Yeah,
been
like,
training 10 plus years.
like Sebastian, when he was like a green belt, it wasn't even fair. Like, you know, he had already been training, you know, years. But that's
Well, I
that's
mean,
the
to be honest with
beauty.
you, that's the beauty of like the evolution of the sport, how you start at a young age, and then
Yeah.
you got these phenomenal athletes coming in at like 17, 18 years old, and then by the time they hit 20, 21, they're like basically world champions already. They have the opportunity to get into MMA still. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of opportunity for.
That's the beauty about all these events, like Substars, like Fight to Win. Like, there's another one coming up down, being hosted by Fight to Win.
Subversive.
Yeah, Subversive, which is like done.
I think it's a team event.
Yeah, so that's going to be, I mean, again, you know, just showcasing more of the sport.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I just recently got announced that Tapcast Out is going to come down too. I mean,
I'm thinking about doing that one.
And what is that? Super fights also? Or?
Yeah, they're doing like you sign up. I believe it's just like a super fight, and then there's like, I believe there's like a tournament too.
Yeah, those round robin tournaments.
Yeah, and then you can also like raise funds for a particular cause or for a particular person and stuff. Definitely check them out.
Backtracking to what you said about not having your own. You know who did have their own room?
Ooh.
The sumo guys.
Sumo guys. Hey guys.
Bro, if you guys haven't seen that, go on MMA Central and watch the match highlights. It is the craziest thing that ever happened at that event. Took a little bit too long, in my opinion. But
yeah, it was a little long. It was cool. The concept was cool.
Yeah, bro, it was against 2 UFC fighters against 2 like champion sumo wrestlers.
Yeah,
and they got bodied, bro. They got bodied.
Dude, the 600-pound guy, like, come on, man.
Dude, 600 pounds. I think they said it's Japan's heaviest sumo.
I think he was almost 600. He might have been like 580 something.
Dude, that dude was big, bro. And on camera, he looks even bigger, bro.
He's a big boy.
I think I can like arm drag him.
Dude, if you arm drag that guy.
Dude, that guy, he's going to land on top of you.
I can do that.
That guy's going to land on top of you, bro, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's got to catch me first.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get under him.
I think...
get under him and do what? Yeah,
I don't know,
stay
bro.
under him.
No, in sumo, I didn't know if you snap down and you get him.
Yeah, your body can't touch the ground. If it touches the ground, that's...
your hands can't touch the ground.
No, even your hand. If you get down to
ground.
one, like, that's it. So that would be a good strategy.
Yeah, Curtis Blades snapped down on Anthony Johnson, and that's how he won his third place finish, whatever. But yeah, man, that Substars was crazy. Ethan Krelestein showed out against Enrico Coco.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that match go? I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, Enrico was in it the whole time. He was definitely like, working and all that, but he was very like, I think he was just trying to find an entry to get to like a dominant position and like work from there. And Ethan wasn't having it, bro. Ethan's guard game is nice, man. Ethan really knows how to work, and he was just working from the bottom, trying to climb up top, trying to take the back. Very active. Had a couple weird situations with the ref there with positions and stuff like that.
Whoa. What do you mean?
You were refing that match?
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm giving you.
I mean, I was a corner ref, but
no, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. You're good. You're
talking
good.
smack about the Substars referee. Man,
we all played on roll.
Substars had the best referees they've ever had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just you though.
No,
no, Mike too. Mike was a man.
Nate said as a 5th-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, black belt in judo, experienced referee. Mike Cardoso, UFC referee. Come on, not only
you
jiu-jitsu,
just made your resume
Gonzalez,
and then myself, dude, like that's it.
Secret agent.
I had people cheering my name.
Referee.
It's so when it comes to referee teams, you had the best referee team, and then that match, I'm gonna say that
referee to the stars.
Yeah, the Substars. Yeah, we were the stars.
Dancing with the refs.
You guys came out there. I'm kidding, but no. When it came to that match, Enrico started very aggressive, but then Ethan was countering a lot, and then even though Enrico was playing the top game, Ethan was much more aggressive.
They gave him the unanimous decision.
So I mean, all 3 referees gave.
I think it was 2 OTs on this, unless it was a co-main and main.
It was 3. It was 6 minutes and then 3 2-minute OTs.
Yeah,
and then based on the time, decision based on the 6 minutes and the overtime. Ethan almost swept. Ethan almost took the back. There was a few things that were close that it wasn't points according to the IBJJF system, but advantage would have been worthy at least of advantages. So.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, fun match to watch too. A lot of high level, both leg lock, well-known guys. Enrico obviously been like one of the pioneers of leg locks, especially in South Florida. And then Ethan, Henzo guy, you already know how it is.
Speaking of which, if you haven't been on Instagram, or if you follow any Instagram jiu-jitsu related, you would have seen my match.
No, I think if you follow any leg locking,
if you find anything related to feet on Instagram, you might have seen Josh.
Guys, I'm famous, right?
Yeah. You should just.
So if you guys want to talk to me from now on,
his Instagram doesn't show it because he's on private, but basically his
you
IG
should
was trying
release
to
the
pop.
video of you hopping on one leg on Monday here on the mats.
I think he did
after that footlock. Listen, it's just Josh used to play basketball and he used to just walk on his ankles for fun, you know. So like his ankles just pop like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, it was shout out to Mauricio Gomez.
Yeah,
you know.
tough kid, good guy too.
Yeah, you know, Josh was attacking, getting into the legs, and then Mauricio countered with that really nice Lince lock. And
Yeah, you guys had Josh also, you're looking good coming in. You know, you went into into his ashi. You defended it, came on top, inverted, coming out to the inside Senkaku. You kind of just went your way into it. But it was all clean. It was looking good. Great jiu-jitsu from both guys. You know,
and then you got both legs trapped in. You know, I mean, there was
Yeah.
No, it was a good match. I mean, it was one of those situations where, you know, like
if you watch the video from the commentary's point of view, you could hear them talking about, like, you know, saying Mauricio was, you know, he looked comfortable, but he was, you know, in deep waters. And then, you know, like, there was definitely a lot of, you know, good technique, you know, just jiu-jitsu, man.
that's what it is when you get into the leg game, bro. It's the leg game.
Yeah,
but, you know, you can't forget that a few months ago you were on Viral as well, you know, but on the opposite end, heel hooking someone else.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, you got to live by the sword. And
sometimes you're on the other end of the highlight.
Last time you were heel hooking someone else, right? This time you were getting.
That's
I mean, bro, it's not a big deal, man.
sometimes you are the highlight. Sometimes you're making the highlight. You know, so
if you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
goes-
You want to go into the leg game, you're gonna have to risk the legs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. When you're playing at a high level,
Especially at a high level, like you guys are.
you're gonna have guys who, you know, they can catch you, and it's really a game of inches, right? So just one centimeter to the left or to the right, and you hide your foot, or you don't hide your foot, and just like that, you know, you're tapping quick.
Listen, dude, don't worry. I'm gonna call Pizza Jitsu. I'm gonna fly him down. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna have him
Like seminar.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
defense.
I'm gonna have him teach you how to defend that. Don't worry.
Yeah, we definitely need to. I'm a big advocate of working on the defense of whatever you got tapped with,
Always, right? It's like the first thing you think
and
about.
you know, so that it doesn't happen again. That's always the first thing I think about. I'm like, all right, how can I make sure this never happens again?
For sure, yeah.
So
No,
at least learn something from
when
this.
you lose, I would say everybody here we've all competed.
Yeah.
That mind, like whenever you've ever lost, like that stays in your mind all
Dude,
day.
I learned
next day.
a back, like, and this was, you know, back at like purple belt. I got caught with Rosales.
Shout out Purple Belt.
Juan Rosales, and then he caught me with like a backstepping. You know, I was like playing like a lazy half guard. He backstep, caught me in a heel hook.
He was the guy who was on EBI, right, from Wagner's.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
He's nasty. Yeah.
He's a very good competitor.
You know, it was my third match from you know, I had gone with one dude from Wagner's already, and then a second guy, different team, and then I went with Juan, and like, you know, got lazy, and then guess what? After that, I studied that video, and then I learned that move.
Again, you guys are competing at a high level. These high level competitors, man. It's not like nothing's given at those levels. You know, everything's you got to work for it, and that's how it is, man. There are gonna be days you guys lose, gonna be days you guys win. You gotta embrace the glory the same way you gotta embrace the defeat. You know? And just work harder.
And this shit is an arms race too, bro. Because, like, it's like you can get like a new technique or something, and that'll give you an edge competitively for a bit before people start catching up. And it happens with professional sports teams too, stuff like that, where, you know, they'll come up with like a new style of offense or something, like a football team. They'll run like some new style of offense, and it'll work.
Even methods of training or methods.
Yeah. And then nobody can figure it out for a while. Everybody's like surprised or whatever, and then people will catch up. You know, so it's like that with jiu-jitsu. It's just like faster with jiu-jitsu because, you know, competitions are happening every day, and, you know, the sport's evolving. And
Talking about evolution of jiu-jitsu and people improving at a fast rate. What about that Nicky Ryan?
Oh, Jay-Z, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, that was crazy,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he got on the leg, and that was
They offered me Jay-Z.
controlled. I saw that.
Like, that was one of the opponents they offered me.
Yeah. Well, then I thought you were gonna go against him originally.
I thought that's what it was.
But I guess he might have wanted somebody maybe a little higher profile. You know what I mean? Which I you know, by all means, you know, he deserves to be able to choose whoever the hell he wants. He's a decorated
and
guy.
it's crazy, right? Because Jay-Z is like one of those guys from Fight Sports that has like the leg game on too, you know. And then talking about Nicky Ryan, you know.
Again, it's these guys like up there at Hensel Gracie's that have like
they got a
very
system.
advanced.
They got a system. Is what it is. It's not just go for leg locks. It's systematically like detailed for them how they do it. You know, you talk to one of these guys and when they explain to you their technique, it's super duper like broken down to like for where your hands are going to, the little details that you got to have thinking about the whole time. Like, they're working it, and
it's
tough
also-
match for Jay-Z, but he did very well.
It's also getting into the legs. I mean, Jay-Z was even. I was again watching in the like, and I love having the seat there, like that corner ref.
Best seats ever.
The best.
Best seats ever.
Because then, like, if someone gets in my way, I'm like, excuse me, I'm working. Get out of my way.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, buddy, you see the camera?
Yeah,
Get out the way.
We're working here.
Yeah.
Okay. But seeing him, like, Cardoso even warned him, because there was a little bit of not crossing the line, but kind of testing the lines of the rules, and then on sub only, it's you don't want to disqualify a guy for doing.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
So what were they doing?
Man, you see that picture of? You haven't seen that meme?
He was like choking him, bro.
Yeah, she was grabbing.
The choke.
You haven't seen the meme like, if your dog has something.
But what's
in his
wrong
mouth?
with that? I mean,
Yeah,
No, man, there was like some clubbing, smacking kind of things. Kind of like in the Wagner match, there was a little clubbing that got harder and harder. That it became.
It always becomes.
Nicky Rod like face palmed that guy Roosevelt.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. So like,
He face palmed.
Bro, dude, I think he posted it and it like you literally go blah. It's crazy, dude.
I mean,
I'm surprised nobody said nothing about that one.
Sometimes it's like sweat. Sometimes it's like, sometimes it happens really fast too. And then sometimes you could say it's accidental. But
Well, it's also in the heat of the moment too. You're competing.
yeah, but then sometimes some
Like when
guys
you punch
are.
tack it in the face.
Yeah, I mean that's
that.
different. You don't punch. Yeah. That's in my opinion. That should have been immediate, like DQ. Tackett.
They kept going, right? Yeah, and then
Yeah, they
Tiger just
kept-
turning it up
yeah,
after.
then
That
he-
was crazy.
Yeah, but that's just any tournament. A strike, like an intentional strike, it's a DQ in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But when it comes to these like sub only and stuff, especially for money, like nobody wants to lose, nobody wants to get disqualified for doing something dumb. The Nicky Ryan match, he definitely showed a lot of technique.
But I seen people push that a lot of the times in tournaments. I seen like in those sub only tournaments, they'll push, guys like Wagner and stuff like that. You remember him kicking this guy off the stage. They'll push
AJ, that was crazy.
like they'll push the limits to
Spartan
stuff
kick
and
to AJ
like,
Agazar
sometimes.
Because AJ came in with that right when it was
Nah,
popping, talking crap.
I mean,
style.
I'm not saying like it's right or wrong, like whatever, it is what it is, just like the sport. But like me, I'd be worried. Like I'd be worried to do something like that because of that. Like I'd be worried to get like kicked out, or I wouldn't want to, or maybe not get paid.
It's not it is wrong. You shouldn't like.
Well, you shouldn't kick somebody in the back off stage, but at the same time, like that competitor and that fighter inside you kind of understands like you're pissed off.
Nah,
the guys,
whatever.
No,
but like,
man.
Just I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
have that.
I've never done that, so I wouldn't. But
It is what it is.
shout out Wagner. It was an awesome video to watch.
People do what they do. Hey, he might have had his reasons and stuff, but like it's I know I know some people want to make jiu-jitsu violent, but let's keep it clean. Let's keep
Eddie
it.
Bravo combat jiu-jitsu style.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to do that, then do combat jiu-jitsu and smack.
Add some kicks to the back.
Get freaking.
Shout out Combat Jiu-Jitsu. We have one of our
Oh yeah, man.
one of our professors here, Forrest Giovanni, competing in the upcoming Combat Jiu-Jitsu
I
Worlds.
didn't even know
At
that.
EBI, yeah. Not EBI. Is it EBI now, or is it from?
No, it's Combat Worlds. It's
Combat
considered its
Worlds.
own different thing.
Yeah,
Dude, he's competing on that? I had no idea.
Yeah, we
Canada.
found out like 2 weeks ago that he
What?
So he
showed-
had
That's why he's- okay.
registered for it in the past, and then something happened, and Eddie told him, "Hey, I'm going to keep you hopefully next time." And then they reached out to him now about competing in that.
So what
one.
they're paying him to go fly out there and all that?
I don't know all the details and stuff, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's definitely
Shout out Forrest.
it's a cool invitation to go out to California, man. To me, any reason to go and go out and compete, especially out on the West Coast, is cool. So I mean, if you want to smack each other around, then do some combat jiu-jitsu.
Felipe Andrews straight ankle Patrick Gallio.
Yeah, man.
That was nuts. And the way he caught it was crazy too, because Patrick Gallio is just that dude too,
Yeah.
You know what I loved about that Substars event? It was gi, right? And then they had heel hooks in the gi, and nobody's knee exploded. Nobody died from a heel hook.
Oh yeah,
In the gi.
Thankfully nobody got hurt like that. Everything was safe.
I think there was only one heel hook in the gi. Actually, it was Maggie. I think she got caught.
She got caught with a hook?
She got caught with a.
With an outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, and then she, she was smart. As soon as she realized she was in trouble, she tapped.
Dude, it's not worth it, bro. Just fight another day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
Some of us don't have time to tap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's
I didn't have time.
definitely sometimes.
It's because you were too focused on you were tickling Maurice's feet. I don't know what you were doing. You were looking at all his feet, like.
And then how about the way Gordon broke down Tex?
Dude.
Dude.
That match was
Kind of blows my mind, though, right? Because
wait. You're gonna skip over the Cyborg and Lovato match, man?
I was gonna get back to it. It's like the Miami main event, bro. Those guys, you know.
Oh, okay. You're gonna put that last.
Yeah, come on. Cyborg's my dog, bro.
Dude, Gordon and Tex was an awesome match. I actually have maybe 3 or 4 minutes I recorded at the beginning because I had it right up there up front. But then afterwards, I'm like, all right, let me.
Yeah, Tex. I think Tex pulled, right, and then he went into try to get into some leg entanglements.
He started getting into the legs.
Yeah, he got into him, but then Gordon was just kind of worried about. Not really worried. He was just kind of breaking him off, making sure he was good in positioning, and then dude, he got into that mount into the head and arm triangle like.
Well, he first went into like a half guard, and then just smash.
Worked through it, dude. Like it was nothing, bro.
And then after he passed the first time, then I guess he just figured like, all right, I can pass this guard again.
It's crazy watching that guy compete, man, because he really is getting better every single time.
It was funny because I had the Fight Sports corner like next to me, and you would hear them like coaching, like, hey, I mean, it was sub only, so points didn't really matter, but he was going to the mount, he was going for that head and arm, but really his purpose was just to expose the back. So he kept getting a deep hook, and then what was that name? Matthias. What was that wrestler's the claw?
Pull that shit up, Matthias.
I forget the name, but the head and arm. They kept just telling him, hey, listen, don't, he's just trying to expose your back, and Gordon just kept looking for the same strategy, and then he just.
Yeah, I felt like he probably could have done more if he wanted to. I felt like he was just really like, I'm gonna finish this here.
I think he just wanted to do that.
Yeah, he just wanted to finish that.
Yeah, it's like I want to pass his guard, mount him, and like
do this. That's it.
And I think he figured like he's like I could do it again. So
yeah, dude, because he kept doing it and he did real basic jiu-jitsu. He climbed up the top on the mat, passed the arm over, went for it over and over. I think he did like 3 times before.
When Gordon does that to you,
I mean, yeah, bro, you're talking about obviously like,
tap.
And homeboy's what, 23, 24, maybe 25.
Yeah,
he's the fucking best.
I'm the fucking best.
I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So, just say it.
Yeah, your secret messages are not working, but
just say it. Just say it.
Talking to Roman in the background.
He tried to do the same thing because he knew it worked. He was worried that the refs were going to stop the match. The fire alarm went off.
Oh yeah, there was
yes,
there
bro.
was
somebody
was a
pulled the fire alarm at the Fillmore.
What happened? No, what happened is that someone went out a fire exit during the match. And then it set off the fire alarm.
That was hilarious because like the things instantly was like, "Please leave, you're gonna be in trouble." Yeah. Everybody's like, "Nah, we're not moving from this shit."
Off, Roman?
No,
Are
not
we gonna get cut off?
No. It cuts. What happens is it just skips over, but then it keeps recording. You're good.
No, it's gonna stop.
That's what happened last time.
All right, guys.
Our video cut off like 20 seconds ago.
Don't worry about it. Look, we weren't gonna stop the match. I mean, we knew it was because of an exit. It wasn't like a real fire, but. I think he just wanted to freaking beat him that way. I don't know if you guys read his like social media before, but he was talking about putting his knee on his head and he just wanted to make him suffer.
Yeah, no, the intentions because they had a lot of build up to that match and they were talking like nonsense, man. Tex was like, "Oh, your dad's an alcoholic and all this," and then Gordon instantly was like, "Weren't you just in rehab like yesterday or whatever?" And then bro, like it turned into like this weird like everybody in jiu-jitsu knew that they had some beef, And
I would say like, hey man, like you shouldn't do that, but then maybe that's what fucking that's what's
bro,
growing
that
the
blew
sport,
up the UFC, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. We like I guess the community itself knows who's who. You know what I'm saying? So like, if somebody just comes in talking crap, like it's gonna get exposed fairly fast. Oh, sorry guys, I ruined the podcast.
Well, I mean, I guess, hey man, I guess it was cool to build it up, but then again, like man, like I don't know, I think you should keep that clean. Like when you talk about a gentleman's match or a great match, then like Lovato and Cyborg.
Oh, bro, that was awesome, dude. And it was competitive, bro.
And it was clean. Like there was a lot of respect.
Yeah, man.
Like from both parties. I mean, Lovato's guard was amazing. Cyborg's guard passing and Cyborg's ability, like
dude, Cyborg has that ability to just be so explosive when he wants to, man. It's nuts, dude. He literally and again, obviously Lovato's guard retention that whole entire match was nuts. He wasn't letting him get nothing. Yeah. But then that explosiveness in that last, 10 overtime rounds, like he just exploded.
I read online it was 7, but
I believe it.
I felt like it was.
It felt like it was literally like 12.
But they were 2-minute overtimes. So, man, like that match from the beginning, it was always clean. Like they shook hands. Like it was a hug right before the match. You could tell that there was respect.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're both been in the game forever.
Yeah, and then they're both like martial artists and both like
real respectful people.
So that to me, that's what I like.
Yeah, it's more attractive for sure.
You know, I guess some people like the smack talking, and then that's cool and stuff. But to me, it's like I like to see a good, clean match that at the end you have, you know, according to the rules, you have a decided winner. You know, and that matchup was unlimited overtime. So
Yeah, they could have kept going.
yeah, we could have gone. Thankfully, someone got tired.
Thankfully,
And,
you know, homeboy put it on.
and you know, it was funny because man, like I even had one Vitor, one of the Fight Sports black belts, came up to me after the match. He's like, "Man, I don't know how you ref these guys, like these things, you know." Like,
Dude, every time you
keep
something,
focused you can't keep focused for that
well,
long.
just that, it's just people yelling, like when you're like,
no, dude, that's the corners, bro. Like every time you would make a decision and they would not agree with it, bro. I saw some crazy, bro. Backstage, obviously, I don't know how it looks like from people watching the event itself, but when you're back there, you hear everybody in the back just saying like yelling craziness. You know what I'm saying?
well, I mean, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right?
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
I mean, in the middle of like
that's why, you know, like they hire, you know, black belts, they hire experienced people that have been doing this for some time.
they should do that
right?
in MMA.
You know, and that's why, like, for example, in Substars, you know, 3 referees. It's not just one. You don't put the pressure on one person. There's 2 corner refs that can, you know, assist. So, in that one, there was a few times, and like I think the second overtime, you know, Lovato was doing a really good job of shooting in and then pulling from it. So these guys thought, you know, hey, Cyborg got on top, 2 points. No, it wasn't.
Were you guys the judges too?
Yeah, I was.
They should do that with MMA, bro, because MMA has so many controversial
Well, I mean-
judging because they're like people who like are accountants full time. Like we're like, what, dude? What are you doing
no,
judging the
shit.
fight, bro?
I don't know, but I mean, it's supposed to be people that are like in the commission and stuff.
Yeah, but bro, like not everybody that's in the commission's ever fought in their life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know what it's like to be in there or what it's like to feel getting hit. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But yeah, man.
Overall, I mean, it was a great card. To me, like the match, you know, that Cyborg match and the Lovato match, like that's, you know, that was a really, really good, clean display of jiu-jitsu. And then at the end, Cyborg won with, you know, a clear counter. It was he counter takedown and he passed the guard.
Yeah, he went into the opposite side. He exploded onto the opposite side.
No, actually, no, it was a counter takedown because he stopped Lovato from coming up.
Yeah.
And then he shot. And I remember he came on top, got the 2 points from that. So I mean, it was, and then, you know, like Cyborg, he like looked up and looked at the referees, and then, you know, you could see it. You know, you see all 3 referees come up and, you know, score.
Yeah, and then obviously all the Fight Sports people was in their mind.
Yeah, man, and it was awesome because I mean, you know, Fight Sports is from you know, Cyborg is from Miami Beach.
Yeah, he put it on for the hometown, Miami Beach, right down the street from his gym. Obviously, I'm sure he's got a lot of clients that are like there in Miami Beach itself. Man, listen, as far as I saw, they need to bring more events like that to Miami, man, because obviously you're gonna get your money back. You know, you're gonna have people show up every time. I think every Substars event they've had a crazy crowd. You know?
Yeah, it's been growing. You know, hopefully we get more of like those fight to wins and like those
fight to win.
Especially,
The boys ready. Don't even know.
Let's go.
Jamie,
I think everybody's
purple
ready. I think we're all ready, man.
We got so many people.
The whole
ready.
squad is ready to compete. Like we're
a
like,
lot of hungry people here in this gym.
That's what
hungry,
people
man.
ask.
This
You know,
team,
they're
this
like
team's belly aching.
Dude, we need just get out there, man.
Come with somebody feed
Hey,
us.
bro, fight to win, dog. You got cash. I'm down to get it, bro.
Listen, man. You know, it's they ask
Somebody
like, hey,
bring a buffet.
how do you train hard? You know, how do you roll and
We need to get Matthias to come out here, bro.
or how do you stay
He's gonna
active? You know,
explode.
what do? You just can't stop training. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's different, right? Because jiu-jitsu is like it's not one of those things that's like a season.
Yeah, ain't
of
no
just
off
training.
season.
Yeah, ain't no off season for real. It's like worst case, maybe throughout the whole year you take maybe a few days off, whatever it is, and then you're back to work.
You take one day off.
You guys take one day off.
You could take one day off if you want. But
You guys take one day off. And it's
Should be
like Sunday, a
training.
day that's like not even supposed to be.
Listen, man, you could be training, you know, 6 times a week, 7 times a week, multiple times a day, and you know,
I think
it's not like.
Romans.
That's Roman's sign to tell us to you guys that it might be a wrap.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a good way to end it.
This is a
when it
fucking
comes
push-up.
That's good.
When it comes to
Progressive.
you know, sending a final message, final thought, you know, you guys want to do like, you know, we want to keep going with super fights, like, man, we just got to stay up to the game and got to keep training.
I was telling Josh, I mean, I'm probably gonna start saying if like Fight to Win doesn't make one for Miami soon, I'll probably just apply to like one in, I don't know, anywhere and just show up.
No, we got some big things coming. There's just gonna be something's coming.
Something's got to be blown up soon. But yeah, guys, we're probably gonna wrap it up right now. Probably give you guys 30 minutes more or less. This is basically what it's gonna be most of the time. We're gonna talk about, you know, recent events.
We're gonna
probably talk some shit a
break
little bit.
down. We're gonna break down that footlock.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what we should
definitely.
do.
Yeah, we heard there's instructionals going around, so we're probably gonna do one of defense only.
No, man.
Just an instruction for defense.
Maybe next time we'll break down a match too.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, we should be
I
down
think
with
just Josh like got tired. He took a little nap and just like woke up. So, oh shit, there's my
And
foot.
my foot took a nap.
Yeah. Took a snap or took a nap?
Both.
Josh
Listen.
coming back, no worries. No big
No,
deal.
man. Hey, you know, you learn from all these experiences, man. You know, the fact that you go out there and you represent the team,
It's the
that's what
fight
matters.
game, bro. That's how it is, man.
Like, hey, man, share the mats with Gordon Ryan, share the mats with Lovato, share the mats with like the legends.
bro.
You know.
You're literally were sharing. Your energy was in the same place as all these guys.
Yeah,
So
man.
they
Hey,
competed,
a lot
bro.
of people were putting in applications to compete.
And not a lot of people got it. Your boy was one of them.
So
I am very gracious.
Yeah, man. And then don't worry, those opportunities are gonna keep coming for you, my man. But guys, we hope to bring you more of these for sure. Definitely gonna try to break down matches, break down events, give you a lot more shit talking because that's probably what it leads to most of the time. And yeah,
what comps we got coming up?
what?
What comps do we got coming up down here?
I'm sure they got a couple new breeds and Nagas and stuff like that.
Orlando opens the next.
Orlando opens the next big
like
one. I think
IBJJF one.
I
everybody's
think
thinking-
Suave is coming down too.
I think got this Suave.
I think New Breed, Tap Out Cancer.
Yeah, Tap
So
Cancer
there's-
one looks pretty cool. I was
There's a
thinking about-
few. There's
let's
a
see if they want some
few
super fights.
events. You know, I think you know, we just got to stay ready. You know, and then even if it's small competitions, compete as much as you can.
Back to work at 6 a.m, right?
Do it.
All right, let's get it.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
All right,
Good
guys.
night.
Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Peace.